period, we are going to be doing fasting, and my husband will talk about all that because that is his field. Me, I'm a fertility coach, he's a pastor. So, and then we'll talk about the discount that we are doing. But for now, we are talking about the role of the man and the woman during TTC period when you are trying to conceive. What is expected of the man, what is expected of the woman. It's supposed to be a teamwork. So that's what we are talking about. That's what we are talking about for now before we go into the other activities. And then tomorrow, I will tell you guys about tomorrow's topic tomorrow. I'll post it tomorrow morning. Then we'll come here again in the evening for tomorrow's topic. So babe, come and sit down. Let us introduce you.
Which one do you want me to do? Help me set up YouTube. Help me do this one.
Come and sit down. Come and sit down. We are welcoming our guest speaker, Pastor Dan. Come and sit
Are
down.
you
Let
sure I'm
us.
a guest?
Yeah, a guest speaker of better
I'm
ones.
a landlord.
No. You guys should see our guest speaker.
Hey.
So greet them.
So good evening, everyone. It's good to be here again. Hi from YouTube.
Hi from YouTube. We are live today, and we are celebrating Fertile Mom's 5 years anniversary. Fertile Mom was 5 years yesterday. So I'm talking to our YouTube audience. And today we are talking about the role of a man and a woman when they are trying to conceive. And we are doing a giveaway, and then we are doing a fasting, and we are doing a discount. So please don't go. Stay tuned until we get to the end. Thank you, and get back to Instagram. So for Instagram, I'll go first.
First of all, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Nobody is greeting me. Are you guys angry with me or something?
Are you sure they're hearing you? It's like this group of people don't know who you are.
Oh, okay. See if they can hear me.
All right.
That's much better. Great.
All right.
So go on there.
Okay, so can we have anybody that can come, that can request and come up and tell us? We need you people to interact with us today. It's not only us that will be talking. So who can send us a request, and then will tell us what is expected of the man and the woman when you are trying to conceive. We are waiting for the. Is there anybody that can come? Just tell us what is expected of the woman and the man. You can tell us on one person. You can tell us the man. You can tell us the woman, so you can vote. All of us will learn. We are not teaching. It's not like it's a fertility class. It's just an encouragement for all of us. So can anyone request and come up to talk to us? Like as you are watching, you can look at it. They will tell you you can request to join the live. Can anyone request to join the live?
They're still thinking about it. So while they are thinking about it,
Okay. Since we are still gathering momentum, let me be talking. Who's calling me?
maybe there's about
Okay. Okay. So personally, from my own view and from experience, from my own view, from my experience as a fertility coach and as a married woman that went through infertility myself. Sorry, my phone is ringing. Oh God. Okay, there's light now. That went through infertility myself. I believe that when you are trying to conceive, first of all, it's supposed to be a teamwork. It's supposed to be a teamwork for both the man and the woman. I think somebody sent a request. I'm seeing one is person and one other person sent a request to be in your
Okay,
video.
thanks.
Oh, please, if you sent a request, send again. I didn't see it. I'm trying to see. Accept. I saw the request again. I'm trying to accept.
Sorry, request.
You decline. What happened now? I saw a
Don't worry,
request.
you'll come again.
Okay. Okay, I'm waiting for the request again.
Two others sent a request.
Yes.
Um,
Just
Okay, who came first? Let's see what Ms. Nelly have to say.
Nelly. What's happening?
Just relax. It's only come.
Can you see what's wrong? That one is coming up. Hello. It's still doing.
Six,
Hmm.
Hello?
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear us? What's wrong?
Hello?
It's not doing. Why? What do we do now? It's not our network that is that bad. Okay. We're gonna 89 people.
I need to see this kind of
It's like, oh my god. Why did you come out of YouTube?
need to do this person do come out of it. Let's see if this one is well.
Mm.
Lighting.
Okay, the network was not so good. So I was saying, yes, network is really bad. I don't know why. The person that was trying to join is saying the network is bad. That's why I'm telling you.
The network was not so good.
This
So I
is
was saying,
yes. So I was saying, when it comes to fertility, when it comes to couples trying to conceive, it's supposed to be our team together. It's not supposed to be a one person team. You know, for we women, infertility takes a very big, large toll on us, physically, mentally, spiritually, and otherwise. It's more or less like, to some extent, you are everywhere, even though you want to have it together. You are everywhere because the pressure is so real, the pressure is so much. Nobody have mercy on anybody that is trying to conceive. Once you are trying to conceive, you have become a witch. You have become a barren and witch on top. So people who have cancer and every other ailment, they get away with these things, with their sicknesses. Usually they don't get away. Let me say, people have empathy on them more than a woman. Even if you have been trying to conceive for 30 years, nobody cares. As far as they are concerned, it is your fault. Personally, I don't know where it is written that infertility is anybody's fault. Because sometimes they'll say, oh, because she has had so many miscarriages. I've seen women, ladies, when I was in my university, I know of a lady. This lady had, in short, it's like she used to do abortion every month. But right now, she's married with 3 boys. And she did one abortion that we, her friends, ran and left her in the hospital. If my friend is watching me, she will know who I'm talking about. Because I know my friend is watching me. We ran and left her in the hospital because all her eyes were bulging out. When her father came, we did not agree to be her friends again. It was a horrible abortion that they have to pieces the baby inside. And this lady has 3 children. The doctor was like, she might not give birth again because it has damaged her womb. So sometimes you say it's people's fault. So people like that have children. And then I've seen people in my personal life and then on my program come on this my program as virgins. Yet these people are solving block tubes. Some people will say, because she has done so many things and that's why her tubes are blocked. No, there are so many things that causes block tubes. So some of them come as virgins, they're suffering infertility. So what is their offense? Because you might say, okay, this other person, because she was wayward. Okay, how about the virgin? What is causing her infertility? So there are a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes that people don't know. And we women ourselves, we are not they will be talking online, in newspapers, women supporting women. Women are their biggest enemies. Women are their biggest enemies. You see, that's why a lot of women are even afraid to share their story. They don't know who to trust, they don't know who to tell, they don't know who to run to. Because you confide in your fellow friend, and then you wake up tomorrow and you see your story on another person's page. You see peer people talking, you're approaching and then they're putting mouth on the ground. Why? Because what you told somebody, in all honesty, confiding in them, they have already told someone else. Then we have some people is even their some women is even their husbands that are not understanding. Sometimes, to some extent, for some men, it is not their fault. It is what they saw growing up. Maybe they saw their father or their brother, their uncle, their society treating women like that. So they feel it's a normal thing. They feel it's just a normal thing, okay, to treat people or to treat a woman like that. But when it comes to trying to conceive, most times, in short, 90% of women are alone. It might appear as if you see them with their husband, they are lonely. Loneliness is not only when Loneliness is not only when you are with people. Sometimes you are with somebody, but you are still lonely. I've heard women say, I'm living a single life in my marriage." That's not to say the man is dead. The man is there, but still, this woman is lonely. This woman feels alone. So a lot of women feel alone on this journey. One, because some men are very selfish, very, very selfish. Some are wicked, and then some is out of ignorance. They don't know. They don't even know what to expect. They don't know how to react. Some is because of fear, afraid and ashamed, that they don't know how, they don't even think it's something to discuss. They don't feel it is something that should be discussed. Some think it's something to discuss. They don't feel it is something that should be discussed. Some are indifferent, they're on the fence. They don't even know what to expect. One minute they are, oh, I am supportive, I want to be on with, I want it to be our journey. Tomorrow, you are alone. I don't want to be part of it. Next tomorrow, people go through different emotions when it comes to trying to conceive. For some people, it depends on their diagnosis. Sometimes you will be trying to conceive for just 6 months, but the trauma will be more than a woman that has been trying to conceive for even 10 years because of the nature of that diagnosis. Because another woman that is trying to conceive, her diagnosis might be maybe she has hormonal imbalance, she has irregular periods, and then maybe she has some fibroids, and it's it has been dragging for 10 years, and she's emotionally down, yes. But then the woman that just started trying to conceive, they told her, you don't have one single follicle in your womb, your fibroid is 10 cm, and then your husband have zero sperm count. And this husband is here saying the doctor is lying. I don't have zero sperm count. So I am not going to do any treatment. So this woman is not just battling her own diagnosis that have landed on her, she's battling the big baby that she has. And some men will not even want to listen to you. Like, I've heard women that will come and they will tell me, my husband has insulted both me and you. He insulted us and he said he's not going to do the program. You see this woman on this program for 2 years, she's just frustrated. I'm like, okay, do you know anybody that your husband love and respect, that if we talk to, or you talk to, and they will talk to your husband, they will convince him? And sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no. I've heard a woman told me that my husband does not respect anybody, even our pastor. I say, okay, how about his father? He said, he does not even bother about his father. His father is even afraid of him. There are men like that. So going through infertility is tough. And then sometimes we women, we are very, very hard on ourselves. Sometimes we women, we are very, very hard on ourselves. Sometimes you see a woman, sorry, excuse me, she's everywhere. Some women will start today with someone or with a doctor. That month, once they don't get pregnant, they're in another place. A few days ago, a woman came into my DM and then she told me she has done everything possible, and it's not working. I was like, okay, what have you done? You said she just finished a program and it still did not work. She didn't get pregnant. I said, wow, that's so sad. How long were you with this fertility expert? He said, last month, the past 4 weeks. And I was like, wait a minute, are you joking with me? Or you are just trying to make me laugh this afternoon? Just like, no, that she's not, that she paid money and she was expecting to get pregnant. I said, did she promise you, did she tell you she was a magician? She said, no. I said, so what are you talking about? Sometimes you need to give it time. Sometimes you need to allow your body. Let's assume I have a neck. All of us wear necklaces, and sometimes you see that your necklace will tangle. Sometimes, especially me, when I keep my necklace and I come, I will see that they have tangled and tangled, and I'll be like, God, what is this? Who sent me? Before you untangle that necklace, before you get there's a particular necklace you are looking for to wear, before you get that necklace, you have to sit down, untangle all these necklaces. You want it immediately, oh, but if you're in a hurry, then you have to keep it and go and come because it requires patience. You have to be patient. You have to be diligent, like you're focused on that so that you won't cut maybe one of the necklace or those dots that used to be inside. Before you get to that necklace, it might take you 5 or 10 minutes. It is the same with our body. It took your body a very long time to get to where it is right now as you're trying to conceive. So for you to be in a hurry, it is good. Everybody is in a hurry, even me. I'm trying for baby number 4. I'm in a hurry even more than the person that is trying for baby number 1. But it is good to take time. During this time, it is a time for you to meditate. It is a time for you to think, Father, am I ready for this child? It is not just what society think of me or what society want of me. Physically, am I ready? Financially, am I ready? Mentally, am I prepared? Because having a child is a lot of work. Every child comes with different things. So you have to be patient with your body. You have to be patient with the process. You have to be patient with everything, the environment, everything. Because, like for my own program, what we do is mostly food and supplements. And all these things is a gradual process. And we are doing this thing, we are praying to God. If it works the first 3 weeks, why not? We thank God. God has, because we are trusting Him, it's a miracle. But ideally, you're supposed to give your body at least 3 months so that it will, everything will come together. You will untangle everything because you'll be working on PCOS. You might be working on your hormones. You might be working on your uterine health. You might be working on your egg health. It might be your digestive system. It might be high blood pressure. It might be BP. It might be arthritis. It might be just sometimes you just need to rest. You just need to rest. Sometimes it might be that the woman that is trying to conceive is not having sex at the right time, and then she's so much under pressure. You're under pressure, you're stressed, you are missing your fertile period. A client of mine was talking to me yesterday, and she told me, "Ma'am, I am ovulating today, and I've not seen my fertile because I was like, okay, how do you know you're ovulating today?" So I was laughing. She wasn't finding it funny, but it was so funny to me. I was like, how do you know you're ovulating today? And she said, um, I said, okay, why? How do you know that? What cycle day are you on today? She said she's on cycle day 11. I was like, okay, okay, day 11, that's good. How long is your cycle then? She said 28, 27 day. I was like, okay, so how are you ovulating today? She now went to screenshot her app, okay, to send for me. I said, okay, what is this? She said it's a ovulation app. I said, okay, but you know that this ovulation app now is not in your body. So the fact that you are stressed and then your ovulation, the egg might try to drop, but it will not because maybe you overrun so much so that you catch that downfall and you are breathing so much and then maybe you started having panic attack. The egg did not drop. Did you tell your app that one too? She said no. How can she tell her app that one? There's no place to tell the app. I said, hey. If you had headache yesterday, did your app know? She said no. I said, so your app can never be 100% accurate. This app means all things be equal. It's here to guide you. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It does, but not all the time. So if you carry your ovulation test strip and you test, or you go for follicle tracking, since you are not seeing fertile mucus, this NEPA, enemy of progress. If you are not seeing fertile mucus, then do this too. And then at the end, they will be sure if you are ovulating or not. Now that you are saying you are ovulating, you are supposed to be ovulating and you are not seeing any sign, you are developing anxiety, you are stressed already, you are worried. And when you are trying to conceive, you don't need all these things. For some women, they are just not calculating their ovulation at the right time. Sorry, their menstrual period at the right time, and they say they have irregular periods. They don't know when, they don't take note of their calendar period at the right time, and they say they have irregular periods. They don't know when, they don't take note of their calendar. Maybe their period came on the 12th of April, like today. The next one is supposed to come maybe on the 5th of May. But because they did not remember the day that that last one came, it will come and they'll say they have irregular period, and they are already stressed. You know, trying when you are trying to conceive, you are so much under pressure from everything you are trying to do. You want to get it right by all means. It's not working. So you don't need to add to your own stress. Like, okay, you're not doing something right. There was a client I had in 2019. This woman had been trying for 7 years. And to my surprise, the only challenge was that she was having sex at the wrong time. She kept this app in her phone for 7 years. So the app will tell her she's ovulating while she has not started ovulating. She will now have sex. When she's ovulating, she will miss it. Then she kept on for 7 years. So when she came, I took her health history. Everything was fine. I looked at her results. Everything was fine. Her husband result, everything was fine. I was like, hey, this thing is spiritual. It is strong spiritual. Okay, ma, this is what we'll do. Let's be on this program. Let's track your ovulation for 2 cycles. If you are not pregnant, then we'll look into other, maybe like trying to see if you have blood clots, you have other issue, BP, arthritis, and the rest. The first month, she was not pregnant. The second month, she got pregnant and gave birth to a baby boy because she was not tracking her ovulation at the right time. She kept this app in her phone. So whatever her body says, once her app say it is like this is where she was facing. So I'm saying today that we should be very supportive to ourselves, to our fellow women. And when you are trying to it should be a time that you'll be very close to God. Very, very close to God. This name that I gave my son Elijah, I picked the name way before he was born. I picked the name way before he was born. I have a book, a baby book. Elijah has it. They gave me that book on the plane when I was coming back from India. When they gave me that book, I did not get pregnant. I was crying and coming back. They were sharing book to children. The woman said, let me give you this book. I kept it. I believed that Elijah will use that book. And today he's using it. So you should have affirmations, positive ones. Declare them to yourself. Talk to your womb. They say your womb is dead. These things they hear, they are living things. Talk to them so that it will make it easy for ourselves. And let us be supportive to one another. Sometimes they say, pray for somebody. Say, I never get better. I go to pray for another person. They say, Job prayed for his friends and God blessed him.
Yeah,
Okay. They say Job prayed for his friends and God blessed him. They say, go out and give people that have given birth, or reach out to even someone that is trying to conceive. Do it. Because the person giving it, God is not foolish. For him to say you should pray for another person. I've had people on my program who are not pregnant. They will register other people. There was a lady that registered for people. That lady I told you, Lola. She registered, she paid 100K. All these ladies got pregnant. She was not pregnant. It took her another year before she went for IVF and gave birth to a baby girl. And she had been trying before, it's not working. She came and registered 5 people. So support one another, support yourself, support other people. Support other people. Sometimes some women are the reason why their husbands sef are not supporting them, because they will tell the man it is fault. I'll see a woman come on my program, I'll say, how many million spent does your husband? They say, it's my fault. I'm like, okay, how do you know it's your fault? As your husband don spend money, they will say, no, because my period is irregular. Where is it written that because your period is irregular, then your husband has to be automatically 100% perfect, like you are giving him a pass because your period is irregular? What if he now has low sperm count or he has varicose, or he has another heavy one that you don't know? Because sometimes these women, they will go and tell the man, I did abortion one time and they say my womb is corner like this, so I'm sure it is me. Even if you did 10 abortions, so what? Your husband that has given people belle that they are doing abortion, is it not part of the thing? So please, let us be supportive to ourselves. Let us support one another. Let us not just stop blaming yourself. Our lifestyle we are living presently because of the kind of situation we find ourselves in does not mean you will blame yourself. So let us hear from the men's perspective of the role.
Just do the changeover.
Okay.
Okay, so can you hear me? Yeah, I always love to be heard. So please don't mind these AEDC. They just keep interrupting with the power. Is it Jen or
There's light now. So put on this.
okay? Can
Yeah, the they can hear you.
all right. So good evening once again to everybody. Thanks for having me. It's always a great privilege to be with you guys. This one, the Feta mom just turned the camera to me alone. Please, I want her to be seen. I want her face to be showing so that if I'm not speaking well, she'll correct me.
No, I'm saying
Hey, my Bennett, sweetheart, how you doing? Okay. So very quickly, when she told me she would want to do something like this, I said it would be an honor for me to be here and talk with you guys. I really wish that all the fertile dads will be connected to this live. And even if they are not connected, I would appeal to the fertile moms to invite them to come and watch, even if it's the replay, hear what their fellow man, his own little opinion uh, about trying to conceive. Because the reason why I agreed to come on the live and talk about this is because most of the times the role of the husband or the father is pretty much neglected or relegated to the back, and then the woman takes the front seat when they talk about fertility, and it is not good. With the little I know about trying to conceive or starting up a family in terms of having kids, I know that, like the title of the life, it's a teamwork. It's a teamwork. It's a teamwork, right? No woman gets themselves pregnant. We haven't heard that yet. Whatever happens, for there to be conception, there's a role that the man has to play. So, what I am here to share with you guys, I'm sure most of you may know already, but I don't know, is just to also share one or two things that maybe, just maybe, we probably have neglected, or the man may be doing, or the couple may be going through this. Sharing here tonight, it can give somebody the confidence that, oh, I'm not in it alone. Oh, somebody else has gone through it already, and they have succeeded. They have gone through it, and they're out of it. So even though I'm passing through it right now, I will also definitely go out of it. That is what the whole meeting of tonight is about. And I pray that at the end of it all, one or two people will have learned something. It won't be a wasted effort tonight. So, fertility or trying to conceive, like Fatima rightly said, it's a teamwork. It's a teamwork. 50% from the wife, 50% from the husband. The husband brings the egg, and then the husband brings the sperm. I beg your pardon. The wife brings the egg, and the husband brings the sperm. Then fertilization takes place. It's pretty elementary biology. I'm not a fertility coach, but at least elementary biology tells us that. So this is it. So the moment the husbands or the fathers, leave the whole matter of trying to conceive to the women, then automatically that journey of conception has set out to fail already, even before beginning. Am I talking to somebody?
Yes, sir.
It has even failed before it began, because on that journey it is only one person traveling on it, but it's a journey of two. Without a second person, there is no success on that journey. So the husband has to assume the role that it is a teamwork, and I have to be present. I have to be actively involved in the matter of trying to conceive. So, where do we start from? As the husband, once you get married, you and your wife, I don't know, some couples prior to marriages agree or come together in agreement and say, oh, come, this is the schedule we have. These are the plans, goals we have. We are not going to take the matter of having kids just almost immediately. We're going to take time, so and so time, so period of time. Let's say you could say 1 year or 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years before we start having kids. Now, this is an agreement they both have, right? Now, once that happens, which is totally understandable, which is what from the onset many of us said, oh, I don't want to start having kids and all of that. Many people say that, but along the line, they found out that if only they knew what they know now, they probably wouldn't have extended that part of having kids. So if you agree that we're not going to start having kids immediately, and then the time that you guys have taken a break has elapsed, and you have started trying to conceive actively, and nothing seemed to happen. The doctors say after trying actively for 1 year, but most times we don't have the patience to wait till 1 year. Once you notice that month 1, month 2, month 3, pregnancy hasn't happened, it's very okay to begin to ask questions. You begin to look at it. You begin to take a look at yourself. As for the husband, and then the wife will begin to, like Feta Mom said, you begin to check your cycles, track your cycles. Are your cycles regular? Are they okay? Are they how they should be? Am I ovulating as I ought to? And all of that. Then the husband, now, the little I know about fertility, the simplest test to do is the semen analysis. Feta Mom, please correct me if I'm wrong. So the simplest test to do, to carry out, is the semen analysis.
And the most cheapest.
And the best. Thank you. So the only thing you need to do as a man is, while your wife is taking time to observe her cycle, track her ovulation, watch her period length and all of that, on your way from work, you could just branch to any good laboratory and have your semen analysis done. You only need to abstain from intercourse for at least 3 days. You can walk into any good lab. You don't need to do anything. It doesn't take time. Once the sperm is extracted, if you need your wife to go with you in order to help you with the extraction, just see how you guys can come together and make that arrangement. You guys can take a walk, just drive out on an evening and go give the semen analysis, and the checks will be done while your wife is still tracking her cycle to see if everything is all right on that part. You have gone to the laboratory and to give your specimen, or whatever it is they call it, and in the next 1 or 2 days the result is back. You have already known your status. You know where you stand. Your sperm is okay. Oh, you have infections here, you need to start treating it. You begin to do that. If your result returns back and it's perfect, no issues with your sperm count, no issues with your morphology, your motility, no issues with your, there's no infection. Perfect. Then you join your wife, see how you can be involved even in the checking of the cycles, because it is also good for the man to know. There are times when we're trying to conceive, I'll tell my wife, probably your period will come so and so day if pregnancy does not happen. And she'll be like, how do you know? But as men, sometimes we have that natural memory about these things, and it pretty much always come about that. And I also have an idea of about the time ovulation should be occurring. I am involved in her life, in understanding how her body works on the journey of trying to conceive. So that even if I have programs or other activities that probably will collide with that fertile, that fertile window period, I will see how to organize my movement, my schedule, and be available for us to do what is required of us during that period. Is somebody with me tonight?
Yes, sir.
Is somebody hearing me? Please, I'd like to know in the comment section if you are hearing me. I don't want to just be talking alone. I want to understand that you guys are following what I'm saying.
I'm hearing you, sir.
Okay, great. So if you the husband are involved in what is happening in the body of your wife, it makes it a lot easier. It gives you an idea on how to plan your movement, arrange your schedules, and know when to be at home, so that you do your part and then trust God for what He will do. That's one point. I had some of the points listed out here. And then another thing I'd like to mention is when couples get married, one of the major mistakes most husbands make is they open, they expose their wives to, let me use the word expose, they expose their wives to the attacks from in-laws. They expose their wives to attacks from in-laws. Just imagine that couples just get married. After the first or second month, the father-in-law, most times the mother-in-law, will call the daughter-in-law who just got married about a few months ago. He say, hey, my daughter, how are you? And when she hears a funny noise on that end, he say, are you the one that is vomiting? Did I just hear you vomit? And once the wife said, no, mommy, I am not vomiting. It's something that just passed. I say, why haven't you started vomiting? What are you waiting for? Eh? Please try and start vomiting. Oh. Try. I wasn't even expecting you to pick this call now that I was calling. I was expecting you to be sleeping because something has entered, you know. And then mother-in-law is through with that call. The next minute, sister-in-law calls and begins to ask if the wife is pregnant already. Akwe living thing, you know, some funny, why are you talking as if there's living thing? You know, different pressures. And the most frustrating part of it all is the husband will not have anything to say or will not have anything to do as regards that. Nobody is saying you should go guns blazing against your family, but there's a way you can shield your wife. You can talk to your family. They are your people. They will understand your language much more than the language of the wife. For me, this is what I need you to do for me. I need you to cut my wife some slacks. Just stop pressuring her. We are trusting the Lord on this matter. We are doing our best. We are doing all that we can. I don't want you calling her asking if she's pregnant yet and all of that. You are putting pressure on us. And then once you do that, you will see that even the mother, as tempted as she may be to call your wife and then ask her if whether she's, she'll be afraid because you gave her a warning before and she wouldn't want to offend you. Especially if you put your foot down from the very beginning, then you understand your stance as regards your wife. And then nobody is putting pressure on her because there are times these people will call the wife and say horrible things to the wife. When they talk to their son or brother, they will try to be as simple, flexible, loving, caring as possible. But the way they interacted with the wife was very, very not friendly at all. Are we together? So, husbands, I am challenging you today. If you have exposed your wife to the attacks of the in-laws, make sure you shield her. Make sure you be her defense. Make sure you are there guiding and protecting her. Make sure nobody puts her in the state of depression because a woman trying to conceive is already stressed out. She doesn't need external stress from anybody at all. Is somebody following me? So another thing is, men, please learn to be supportive. Yes, we all may be desiring to have kids, but the way the woman is wired is much more tender than the way the man is wired. A woman can easily get emotional. As much as some men can get emotional, men have that much resistance than the women. So a woman can easily begin to cry or break down in tears when she notices that, she begins to feel the symptoms or the signs as though her period is about to come. She's already down. She's already crying. She's already depressed. So, but a man, there is a limit to how a man can take certain things that normally weigh men or weigh people down. So, I am encouraging the men every time. Yes, we are both trying to conceive, we both desire kids. But when the woman sees her period and she's down and broken, see how you can help her and pick her up. See how you can give her words of encouragement. See how you can make her feel as if she's not in it alone. See how you can encourage her. Oh, period may have come, but that's not the end of the world. Oh, I know of somebody who went to pay so much money just so she can see her period. But thank God we didn't have to pay money for this period to come. These are words that you can say to your partner, your spouse, your wife, that you will feel that the whole world is not ended. She will feel some sense of hope, and then she won't be as down as she intended or she wanted to be. Because everything that affects the emotions of the woman, or the fertility of the woman, that in turn alters from what Fertile Mom said. That alone can alter their cycle. It can make the ovulation not to happen. The body would want to ovulate, but then the egg will not drop because it's emotionally stressed, from what I heard her say just now. So let's do our best as men, as husbands, to see how we can cheer them up. When your wife is that down, you know what she loves. You can take her out, let her socialize, let her have fun, let the natural breeze blow on her. And then before you know, she'll pick herself up and you guys will begin to go again. And then another thing I want to say is I also want to encourage we husbands, we men, be flexible to explore other options that can give you children. Be flexible to explore other options. How do I mean? If you have been trying for a period naturally to conceive for a period for a duration of time, and it seems as though it's not coming off, you can explore other options. There are options like what, furthermore?
IVF,
The IVF,
surrogacy,
surrogacy. If, what again?
sperm donor,
Sperm donor, egg donor,
egg donor.
right? IUIs. If it gets to a point where you have been trying to do this thing naturally and then it seems as if it's not coming off, and you guys feel just maybe age is not on your side, because there's a natural age you get to that conception becomes very difficult, even both for naturally and even assistive reproductive options. So you don't have to wait to get to that point where it becomes physically difficult. It is good to explore the options when there's still time and when you have a higher chance of success. So explore these options. Husbands, be the one to suggest these options. Explore, be flexible enough to explore. Don't make it look as if, don't let the woman be the one to go and begin to explore, think of options to explore, and it will look as if she's being desperate. It looks as if she's just trying to just bring something upon you that you don't like. You are the head. Be the one to think ahead, think fast. What do we do to get out of this situation? And like I said, be flexible. If it requires an IVF, take the option of an IVF. Both of you, husband and wife, go to the doctors together. Let them sit you down. Let them tell you what is involved in it. Well, ask them questions that are there to be asked. Know fully all that is involved, all that it will take. And then from there, you guys can come back, sit together as husband and wife, and then explore the best possible option or best and then explore the best course of action. In that way, you are not leaving the wife alone to the doctors. Because women, when they are, especially those that have been trusting the Lord for the fruit of the womb, most times, I don't want to use the word desperate, but they are determined. They are willing to do pretty much anything. So when you leave them alone going about these things, they are exposed to things that probably they shouldn't be. People can take situations. So be involved. Go there together, hear what the doctors have to say, ask the questions, come back and say, okay, babe, how do we go from here? This is the option that was put to us based on the tests that were conducted. This is the best option for us. This is the option that we have a higher chance of success. So are we emotionally ready to go for this? Do we have the financial capacity to go for this option? You weigh up all of that. And if you don't have the financial capacity, how then do we chart our way to having the finances for this particular course of action? Then if it means both of you saving together, you can come together, do that, work towards that. Then if it means you doing something to prepare yourself, then you guys can do something for yourself in order to increase your chances of success. Be flexible. If it requires, it gets to a point where go ahead, do a sperm donor. Nobody's going to sleep with your wife. Nobody's going to have intercourse with your wife. Somebody whom you pretty much don't know. So nobody's going to wake up one day and say, this is my child or anything like that. The sperm is going to be properly screened to see that the genotype, the no infections, no diseases, no the HIV/AIDS and all of that. They are not there. And then you will have a healthy baby. Your wife will carry the child, and then you will give birth to that child. And whatever you do, it has to be between the two of you. It has to be between the two of you. Ensure that there is no third party involved. No friend, no mommy, no daddy, no family member. Let it be between you and the clinic that you are doing the procedure with, so that nobody will one day go and meet or start an argument with your spouse and begin to tell them how that they cannot produce sperm or how that they cannot produce egg to give to a child. Are we together? So These can be options that will be explored. If it comes to a point where the the women cannot carry the pregnancy, when it comes to the point where maybe the wife has a diagnosis that she cannot carry pregnancy, or just maybe there is a medical diagnosis that says if she carries pregnancy herself, she may not survive. Is she not going to have kids? No, there are options. That's where we hear of surrogate carriers or surrogate mothers. The egg of the wife, the sperm of the husband will be retrieved, mixed together, and then uh, transferred into somebody who is healthy, who can be able to assist you carry the pregnancy to term. Once the pregnancy is the baby is delivered, the woman who has helped this couple to have this child will be duly compensated. Contracts will be signed. So there is no case of the surrogate carrier coming one day to say, oh, I did this, I did that. The sperm is the husband's sperm, the egg is the wife's egg. So the child is carrying the DNA of the husband and the wife. And the child is going to pretty much look exactly as the father and the mother. It will have, the child will have nothing whatsoever connecting them to the carrier. So it won't be as if somebody is somebody else's child. It is your child. The sperm is your husband's sperm, the egg is your egg, and the child has your DNA. So these are options that are out there, so that you can save the situation on time. You don't have to wait till you get your 40s, your 50, your 45, 50s, 60s before you begin to by then it will pretty much be too late. The chances of having a successful procedure at that time very, very slim from what we know happens to the body of a man and a woman. So these are some of the options that are there. So husbands, be flexible. Be sure to be there. Don't be that husband that when they say they want to drive here and say, tell me when it is time to give sperm. Let me go and give sperm. You go and drop your sperm at the clinic and you travel for months. You are not bothered about what is happening. Don't go and drop your sperm. Please be involved. Be there with your wife when they are doing the examinations to see if she's fit for the IVF procedure. Be there with your wife. Sit together, hold her hand, and tell her all will be well. Make sure that you are there when you there alone will encourage her. It will give her hope that she's not in it alone. It will give her hope that we're together, and